What is up, guys? Today I've got some points, or a wish list if you will, of what Apex Legends needs to do in order to actually beat out Fortnite. Now, before we get into the video, I am debuting a new segment on the channel, and the way it works is I ask a question of the day, and you guys respond in the comment section below. I'll be giving my answer to the question at the end of the following video, and I also want to feature some of you guys' comments at the end of the video as well. Now, I'm generally interested in hearing about what you guys have to say rather than just me talking about whatever I want. So today's question of the day is, what video game was your first love, your first real love, and why? Remember to drop your answers in the comments and be on the lookout for my answer at the end of my next video. Without further ado, let's get into it. In my previous video, I basically laid the foundation of what Apex Legends is, and I gave a showcase of its highlights as of now. I said, and I also still believe, that Apex Legends can take the throne of being the top battle royale, but there's always room for improvement, of course. Now, it already has a solid foundation, and Apex Legends, as of now, is only a couple updates away from being a serious title contender. The first thing that Apex Legends needs is crossplay. Now, this facet is monumentally important and a huge step for any video game in general, but especially because Apex Legends focuses so much on team-based gameplay, partying up is going to affect your game so much. I mentioned the ping system in the previous video, that it's been revolutionized by Respawn Entertainment, but it can only do so much if your teammates simply don't want to stick together. Now, generally speaking, if you don't have friends playing Apex on your console, you probably do on PC or Xbox or PS4, depending on which console you don't play. I know that I have friends on PC and Xbox all the time that I would love to play with, and Fortnite supporters are going to dangle crossplay over Apex Legends until Respawn Entertainment can provide it. Even outside of Fortnite, people might prefer to play Apex over other games simply due to the rarity of crossplay. Another thing Apex needs to do is reevaluate and create new weapons. I'm going to keep it real with you, Chief. The Mozambique right now is absolutely complete trash. Like, seriously, please, Respawn, take it out of the game. Pistols already seem kinda but when you make a shotgun pistol with zero range, it's basically worthless. It was an interesting idea though. Some things I would like to see in the future is some tuning to submachine guns to make them a tad better, and also maybe some more ARs. Right now there are only 3 assault rifles, and ARs in the game right now are considered the most versatile in my opinion. I don't know exactly what specific guns I do want, but obviously new weapons are going to spice up the already intense battles that the game features. Next up is new maps. While new maps have already been discussed, Respawn Entertainment CEO Vince Zampella held one contingency, and that is the success of the game. This is actually something I interpret with optimism because A, the initial player trend has already proved promising, and B, it shows that Respawn Entertainment is going to cater the game to the player base. That's what Epic Games did, and that's what set them apart from other AAA developers. They didn't create new content based off of just their own intuition, but they took into account the people that they're making the game for. The community-based development is something that I would love to see from Respawn this time around. Future game modes are also going to be a big factor in the success of Apex Legends. Right now you can only rock with trios, and while that may be one thing that makes Apex unique in the plethora of battle royales, I do have to admit trios is kind of an awkward number. In the future I hope to see squads of 4. The battling is already super fun, and every fight feels like you're not only using FPS skills but tactical skills as well. And just imagine if you throw in a 4th person for each team, and all of a sudden it's fun, it's chaos, it's a great time. However, I do find some issues with the fights going on for an unnecessary amount of time, given how easy it is to smoke with Bangalore and revive teammates. There may have to be some tuning done to the revive system there, but I wouldn't expect any meta-changing updates. Now, solos, on the other hand, would provide a solution for those people who prefer to play alone. I cannot tell you how many times I've solo queued and had a teammate go on and do his own thing and basically just left me and the other guy to fend for ourselves. Not only does that put the Lone Ranger at a disadvantage playing against teams of 3, but it can also ruin the match for the 2 people that ended up sticking together. Now, you heard me complain about it in the last video, it just sucks. Introducing solos would be a great way for those people who think they're better off alone, while at the same time it would reserve team queues for players who actually want to stick together. Again, I just see some issues in the current state of the game due to the emphasis on team-based play, so it'll be interesting to see where Respawn Entertainment goes regarding other game modes. The biggest issue that I see if Apex Legends wants to take the throne from Fortnite is the audience that it aims to capture. Fortnite works great because it provides heavy skill-based gameplay for older players, but also lighter themes and easier game modes such as 50v50 for the younger gamers. Apex Legends, on the other hand, if you haven't noticed, is a little bit more realistic, if you will. Sure, you get bullet drop with snipers in Fortnite, but every single gun has bullet drop on Apex. I honestly just don't expect to see 6-year-olds having a great time on Apex like they do on Fortnite. On the other hand, this may reel in some of the older players. I've seen players say that they don't like Fortnite because they prefer a less cartoonish vibe, and maybe Apex can target that market to grab the residual gamers of 2019. To be completely honest with you, I know I've been talking big game with Apex Legends, but I do think that it's next to impossible for it to grasp the world like Fortnite did. It won't have the same numbers like Fortnite, whether you're talking revenue or player base, but, and this is a key point, but I think it can have a better quality of life. If the community gives Apex the time and attention it deserves, Respawn could do something really special with it. We can have community polls to vote for updates, we can have hero submissions, we can have a community that focuses on quality over quantity. I think that the most exciting part about Apex Legends is that it's just starting. This game is already that good at launch, but I think Respawn Entertainment is just getting started. And that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys really enjoy Apex as much as I do. I know I'm having a lot of fun with it. Just for future reference, this is where I would be talking about the previous question of the day. Just a reminder, today's question is, what video game is your first love and why? Drop your answers in the comments section below, and always like and subscribe if you haven't already. Seriously, it helps the channel a lot and I appreciate it so much. Until next time, cheers.